What's going on, investors? In today's video, we're going to be going over the unboxing and installation of the Arlo Essential Wireless Doorbell. Now, usually when I install a smart doorbell onto my homes, I like to use the Nest doorbell, but the Nest doorbells are usually wired and their wireless version is this big brick, which I didn't find very appealing. So this Arlo doorbell is really nice because it looks similar to the Nest doorbell, but this one is battery powered, so you don't have to actually have wires to install this one, which makes this much simpler to install. Now, these doorbells are amazing because, as usual, you can see who's actually at your doorstep, and they'll give you wired alerts on your phone. And because this is part of the Arlo brand, they'll be part of the entire Arlo system, which we do plan on installing for this entire house, and that will be a future video later on. So in this video, we're gonna go through the unboxing, installation of the product, and then using it on our phone to see how good it works. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Sean and I love real estate. And on this channel, we go over real estate investing tips, strategies, and current events to help you become a real estate investing boss. So if you guys are interested in real estate investing, subscribe and hit the like button to see more videos just like this one. All right, so let's start with the unboxing here. All right, so we see here, we have the Nest doorbell, and it is a pretty big brick. This is definitely a little bit bigger than the Nest doorbell that I reviewed in an earlier video, but you know, the button sounds nice and the camera is pretty large. And the back here is where the battery is going to be. So we have some simple instructions here. And you see this one's going to be a lot easier to install since there are no actual wires that you need to hook up here. This is a shim that lets you change the angle of your doorbell. If it's at a straight angle, you can put this in the back here so it faces this way. This is the big battery pack. So every few months, we're going to have to remove this doorbell, charge this battery, and then put it back on. So this is the downside of having a battery system. You do have to remember to charge all of your devices after several months. Charging cable here. And then we do have drills. So we do have to drill these into the wall. And finally, we have the key. So this key is going to be used to pop open this thing from the wall so that you can get access to the battery pack. And you definitely don't want to lose this thing. All right, so let's check out the instructions. Phillips screwdriver is required to install the doorbell. You might benefit from having a drill in the level. And if you want to wire your doorbell, you can wire it, and they actually have some pins here. So you can use this to wire your doorbell if you want to. But we don't have that for this house, so we're not going to deal with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and follow these steps. Step 1, we're going to charge the battery. Step 2, download the app. And then step 3, install the doorbell. So let's go on in. So the first thing that we're going to do to set this up is we're actually going to go on our phone into the app and sync everything up. We're going to go on the Arlo app and click on the Add New Device button. From there, we're going to go to Doorbells and Chimes, and then click on the Essential Video Doorbell Wire-Free. So we have all these components here and all the tools ready for the job. So step 1 is make sure the battery is fully charged, and we're currently doing that right now. There's some instructions here, and you can watch the video on doing it, but that's what we're doing here. All right, so step 1 is to use the release pin to remove the mounting plate from the doorbell. So make sure, again, you don't lose this piece. It's very important. And you're gonna stick it right in this hole right on top. You can barely see it, but it's like right over here. So stick it right here. You're gonna feel like it's a little bit of a push, and that should release it. So then these things are open up just like this. And you have 2 pieces. All right, so now we're gonna keep them separate. Let's continue. Next step is to connect to Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, step 3 is now we're gonna insert the battery. So even though my battery isn't 100% full, I'm gonna remove it just for the purpose of this video. Afterwards, I'm gonna go back in and of course, fully recharge this thing. So you got gold pins here and then gold pins here. So these things go like this. Okay, pretty easy. Continue, press the doorbell to start the sync. Okay, so now you see that it's turning on. We can see all the little blue dots on there. And now I have a QR code here as well. So I'm gonna have this thing look at the QR code to scan it. There you go. Access tone, looking for Arlo video doorbell. Okay, found the doorbell. While this is updating, in the meantime, we'll talk about what we're gonna be doing here. So this is the mounting bracket that's gonna go on your actual wall here. As you can see, there's 2 holes on top, here and here. And we also have some nice screws right here. Now, if you guys have never screwed anything before, what you're gonna do is screw 2 pilot holes first, put in these anchor brackets inside, and then screw these longer screws through the anchor brackets. And don't worry, I'll show you how to do that as well. Now this is syncing up, we're gonna go ahead and install this mounting bracket onto the actual wall. So when the firmware is all updated, we just attach it and have it good to go. So the first thing we're gonna do is remove this old doorbell right now. You can hear that it works, but right now this is just another wired battery one. So this doesn't actually connect to anything and there's no wires here. And to install wires is gonna be very expensive. So that's why we got the wireless doorbell in the first place. So right now this thing's only being held out by tape, so we can easily remove this thing and see, now we have a clear flush surface. So next we're gonna go back to the app and we're gonna continue to follow the instructions. So this thing is a battery operated doorbell. We're not gonna do the wired version and we are going to find a place to put it. So when you put it, the cool thing is it actually shows you what it looks like. So it does lag a little bit, but you can kind of see a good area to put it. And it recommends 4 feet from the top. It's about here. And I would prefer to angle it a little bit more so you can kind of see more people. So I would say here is good, and we're gonna angle it up a little bit. So do you want the mounting plate? Click that, and we're gonna see it from the left. So mounting plate is pretty cool because you can have it go this way, or just flip it upside down and this way. And it'll give us that extra angle that we need so we can see more people. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Position it, put the mounting plate on the wall, and secure it. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So I would say this thing should be right around here. and probably somewhere around here. So then just take these right here, and I'm gonna make sure it's level. So I'll put one hole here, and then I'm gonna put one hole somewhere here. So now I have two holes, I know where to drill. The drill bit we're using is a 1/4 drill bit, so it's 1/4 inches, and I'm just gonna drill this in here and here. All right, that's one. Just double check and make sure this is good. Okay, it's good. It's one. This one's number two. All right, number two. The second one on like this. Second anchor in. Let me get a hammer to help us out. Okay, so now that we have our anchors in, we can switch them out for this one. Switch out our drill bit so that now we can screw these in. While we do that, again, we have the shim here and the notching plate. They go like this, and it's back. Pretty nice, fits together. And then we just install it like this. Boom and boom. All right, it's pretty good. So we do the top one first, and then the bottom one has a little bit of give, so then we can level afterwards to make sure that it's actually level. Okay, so we have one screw here, one screw on the bottom. Okay, so now we have two screws. Let's go and do the top one first. Uh-oh. So the problem is this thing is just hooked onto wood, and it may not go. So that could be a problem. So maybe I shouldn't have put on anchor holes. We'll see. Yep. All right, so we are going to start over. All right, so I made a bit of a mistake. So when I saw these anchor brackets to this piece of wood, I didn't realize that this is just one small sheet and the actual drywall is behind here. So the problem is this sheet of wood is a bit too thick, and so the brackets for the screw doesn't go all the way to the drywall. So when I actually try to drill these screws in, this thing's not actually held very tight by the wood, and so it spins in place. So I'm thinking now, I'm just going to take this actual screw and actually screw it in directly into the wood because it should hold. So I put two marks just slightly above where we were before, and we're going to drill two small pilot holes and then actually screw this thing all the way in. So let's go ahead and do that. Drill two small pilot holes. Trial and error, let's go. All right, let's drill two small pilot holes right above where we were before. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's two. Okay, so far so good. Feels pretty tight in there. Use the Phillips screwdriver to get all the way in. Okay, it's pretty good. This other one in. All right, so now it's on good. Let's move on. Connect the Arlo doorbell in a downward motion, just like that. And we're done. Finish. All right, so now let's see how we're doing. All right, let's make sure this works. All right, here we go. So it looks like it lags a little bit as I move my hand here like this. It takes a while for it to actually show up here. The doorbell. It makes a small noise and actually calls me. So you can see here, it sees me over here just like that. So now you can see installing this doorbell was 10 times easier because I don't deal with any wires whatsoever. It's all just a battery inside here. And really all you need to do is screw the mounting brackets and you're done. So now let's go on to the last part of the video, which is we're gonna go inside the app itself and start playing with the settings so that we can set this up. And when people come by, we're gonna have this thing set up just the way we want it. So now it's been a few days since I installed the Arlo doorbell onto my front door, and here's how the whole thing works. So the cool thing about this doorbell is it is a live view. You can actually look at it and press this play button here. It takes a couple of seconds to connect, but from there you can see exactly what's happening on your front doorstep. You can even talk to the person outside, even though there is a slight delay, but it's so cool because sometimes when people ring your doorbell and you don't really want to answer and talk to somebody, you can just talk to them through the app and say, hey, how's it going? How can I help you? And you can hear back and forth, and you don't even have to go and approach the person. So if you hate being solicited, this is a great doorbell to use. The camera quality is amazing. It shows you everything, all the notifications. So if we click here to library, we can see the doorbell and all the past notifications. So let's just go to this day as an example. So you can see like all the people who come and like the mailman while he drops off his mail. You can see them doing their work. You can see them leaving. You can also see people who are dropping off packages on your front doorstep. So here I even have some chickens who come through my front house. So like right here we have people who are dropping off packages. So you can see them. And so again, if anyone comes to your house too, you also have records of people, and you can save this footage and send it to authorities if something were to happen. Another cool thing is in the settings here, you can actually change where the activation zone is going to be. If I go to here, activity zones, you can actually mark down in a rectangle, where do you want your camera to actually activate? So if someone's just walking on the sidewalk, I don't really want to be notified. But if someone walks into this specific zone, which is my front doorstep, that's when I do want to get notified and I do want to see the activity on my screen. When someone clicks on the doorbell, it'll actually call your phone too. So you can have that direct conversation with someone and talk to them without going to the door. So one thing that was interesting is that this doorbell does not come with an actual chime, and since it is battery powered, it won't actually work with your connected chime that's going through your house unless you wire it up. So what you do need to do is actually purchase a $50 chime that works with the Arlo doorbell. So this is what the chime looks like. It is a $50 device. You hook it into your wall and then you connect it to your Arlo app here. Now this is just a normal doorbell. It's really not that fancy. I don't really think it's worth 50 bucks, but it really is the only thing that you can use to connect with your Arlo doorbell. So without this device, when they ring the doorbell, you're gonna be notified through your phone and other smart devices, but you won't hear that ding dong sound unless you have this. So I do prefer to have this in the house. Again, you don't really need it, but it's nice to have, and it is 50 bucks. Now, because this is an electronic doorbell, it does have many different sounds. You can choose what kind of chime that you want. Now, another thing that's kind of weird about this one is that there is a bit of a delay. So when someone clicks the doorbell, it takes a second or two before this thing actually makes the ding dong sound. So keep that in mind as well. Overall, I have to say I'm pretty happy with the Arlo doorbell that we purchased. So the great thing is it is battery powered, which means that it's a lot easier to install versus the one that actually has wires. You don't have to worry about transformers. You don't have to worry about wires going all the way to your home. All you need to do is drill in the mounting device and then pop it in. Very simple. And then every 3 months or so, make sure you charge the battery. I personally would have wished that the design was a little bit sleeker. I feel like the Nest Hello still looks the best out of all the smart doorbells out there, but it's okay. It still has a nice good shape. The camera quality is amazing, and I love how the app works. Like, I believe the Arlo app system is a lot better compared to the Nest system. The Nest system takes forever to load, and it shows you a very small clip, and you need to pay for those services. Otherwise, they only show you a still image. They don't show you any actual footage. Between the two, I do prefer Arlo better. This chime thing is kind of weird that it does cost $50 extra, but again, it's part of the ecosystem. My only really downside to this particular one is that it does take 5 seconds or so from when someone's talking to when I hear it on the app. So that is kind of weird to have that disconnect. But other than that, I'm very happy with the system, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. If you guys want your own version of the Arlo doorbell, you can find it with the link down in the description below. Hope you guys all like my review and this installation guide. If you did, please smash the like button to let YouTube know to share this video with more people just like you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.